32.9%. That's the share of Americans between 18 and 34 still living with their parents in 2025. The median age of the first-time homebuyer in this country has now hit 38 years old, a record high. And the average Gen Z American is carrying $94,000 in personal debt with just $400 in emergency savings. Society tells you that if you're 25 and still in your childhood bedroom, you're falling behind. But mathematically, this may be the single biggest financial flex of our entire generation. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn this temporary arrangement into a six-figure head start before age 30. There are strict rules you have to follow, because the same setup that can buy you a decade of freedom can just as easily trap you in place forever. Now, the cultural expectation that you move out at 18 and own a home by 25 is not some timeless American value. It is a very specific artifact of one historical period. In 1985, the median home price was roughly $82,800 against a median household income of $23,620. That's a price-to-income ratio of 3.5x. Today, the median home price has crossed $415,000 against a median household income of around $83,000. That's a 5x ratio, and the income actually required to comfortably afford a home is now $120,796. In other words, the rules your parents played by were written in an economy that no longer exists. And so the question is not whether the old timeline is dead. It is. The question is what to do with the new one. The national median rent on a one-bedroom apartment now sits between $1,500 and $1,800 a month. Add utilities at roughly $444 and groceries at $485. And the real cost of being independent runs closer to $30,000 a year. That is $30,000 burned every 12 months with zero equity, zero investment, zero appreciation. You see, renting in your early 20s is not building anything. It is a financial treadmill. You are running hard, paying a premium, and ending the year at exactly the same net worth you started with. Now, many people will say living at home is embarrassing or that it stunts your growth as an adult. And believe it or not, there is some truth there if you use it as an excuse to coast. But the data tells a very different story. 76% of young professionals now view this arrangement as normal and practical, and the states with the worst housing affordability, like New Jersey at 44% and California at 39%, are where the rates are highest. This is not personal failure. It is a rational response to a broken market. Here is where the math becomes generational. If you take that $2,000 a month you would have spent on rent and utilities and automate it into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, after just 36 months, you are sitting on roughly $80,000 at a 7% real return. That's it, 3 years. Now here is the part most people never actually see. If you stop contributing entirely at age 28 and let that $80,000 compound at 7% for the next 40 years, by age 65 it grows to roughly $1.2 million. At the market's nominal 10% rate, that same $80,000 becomes $3.6 million. You have effectively bought yourself retirement before you ever started a real career. But this only works if you treat it like the strategy it is, not a hammock. 3 rules. First, pay phantom rent. Automate the transfer into your brokerage on the first of every month. The average individual investor only earns 2.9% annually because they get emotional and trade. Automation removes the human error completely. Second, no lifestyle creep. The cheat code dies the moment you finance a $50,000 car or start carrying credit card balances at 21.76% interest. Every dollar of new debt cancels multiple dollars of future compounding. Third, contribute to the household. Cover the groceries, pay the electric bill, do the work. Nearly 1 in 5 parents are actively reducing their own retirement savings to support adult children. You are an adult roommate, not a kid. And this strategy is not for everyone. If you are in a toxic or abusive environment at home, no compound interest table on earth justifies the damage. Your mental health is the foundation everything else is built on. It is also not for someone using their parents' couch as an excuse to stop pursuing career growth. It is for the disciplined. The people mocking you for living at home are often the same ones spending half their income on rent, carrying credit card balances at 22%, and sitting one car repair away from a financial crisis. This is not a get-rich-quick plan. It is a get-free-slowly plan. Use the years you have. Invest consistently into the boring index. Walk out of your parents' house with a foundation that most people don't build until they are 45. Thank you for watching.